Subcommittee. The hearing is being live streamed. My name, sorry, I have a cough today. My name is Councillor Janet Evans, and I am chairing this meeting today. We are considering an application by the Home Office for a review of a premises license in respect of Diana Restaurant and Cafe, the basement and ground floor at 5/6 Wellington Terrace, London W2 4LW. I confirm that I have no declarations of interest in this item. I am joined by Councillor Marie-Therese Rossi and Councillor Abdullahi Noor. Can I please ask you to introduce yourselves and advise whether you have any declarations of interest to make?
My name is Councillor Marie-Therese Rossi. I represent Redcliffe Ward and I have no declaration of interest to declare.
Good morning. My name is Councillor Abdullahi Noor. I represent Golborne Ward and I have no interest on this case.
And I confirm that I have no declarations of interest. Now, before we start the hearing for this case, just a few ground rules. Please keep your microphones on mute until you are invited to speak, as only 2 people can have their mics on at one time. Please make sure mobile phones are on silent. We are joined by our legal officer, our legal advisor, the committee officer, and the presenting officer. For clarity, I will outline the procedure for the meeting. First, the licensing officer will give a brief outline of the application. Then I will ask the applicant's legal advisor, which in this case is the Home Office, to present his or her submission. He or she will have up to a maximum of 10 minutes to do so. Please, could you confirm your attendance? Sorry?
Good morning. My name is Leonard Johnson. I'm an immigration officer from the Home Office.
Thank you. Then questions may be asked by the Metropolitan Police. Then questions may be asked by the premises license holder. Then questions may be asked by members of the committee and our legal advisor. Next, the responsible authority, Metropolitan Police Services, will present their submission. They will have up to a maximum of 10 minutes to do so. Please, could you confirm your attendance?
Thank you very much, Chair. It's PC Ian Davis, licensing, Kensington, Chelsea. Also, as a witness, is RBKC Trading Standards lead, Chris Jolly, as my witness. Thank you.
Then questions may be asked by the applicant. Then questions may be asked by the premises license holder. Then questions may be asked by members of the committee and our legal advisor. Here he is. Next, the premises license holder and their representative will present their submissions. They will have up to a maximum of 10 minutes to do so. Please, could you all confirm your attendance?
Yes, good morning, everybody. Noel Samaru from NTAD Consultants.
Okay. Then questions may be asked by the applicant. Then questions may be asked by the MPS. Then questions may be asked by members of the committee and our legal advisor. After this, we will ask our legal advisor to deal with any further questions he may have, and then he will lead on the conditions. Please, could you confirm your attendance? Mike?
Yeah, it's Steve Burnett representing the members of the committee today.
Thank you. And finally, we will turn to the governance team to see if any issues have been raised that we need to consider. There will be no summing up and the meeting will end. I would like to remind everybody that the committee has read the papers, which comprise the main pack, and the additional submissions. that have been circulated to the parties. So there is no need, please, to repeat their content, but please do draw our attention to relevant points and pages. Let's proceed. Yes. Sorry? Mr. Daoud, can you please turn your mic on and introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Abdul Basit Daoud. I'm the DPS. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Licensing, please, can you outline the case for us and advise if there has been any additional documentation received?
Chair, members of the subcommittee, good morning all. The subcommittee is asked to consider an application for a review of the premises licence for Diana Restaurant and Cafe, basement and ground floor, 5 to 6 Wellington Terrace, Notting Hill Gate, London, W24LW. The application for review has been submitted by S. Prashar on behalf of the Home Office Immigration Enforcement Team under Section 51 of the Licensing Act 2003. The review has been brought forward on the grounds of the prevention of crime and disorder. The Home Office states that the premises licence holder has failed to meet this licensing objective due to the repeated incidents of illegal working at the premises. Across 4 separate enforcement visits carried out between September 2019 and May 2025, a total of 7 illegal workers were identified at the venue, with 1 individual encountered twice. The Immigration Enforcement Team submits that the licence holder, along with the premises management, failed to conduct mandatory right-to-work checks as required by law. During the most recent multi-agency visit on the 9th of May 2025, officers from the Home Office, Police and Trade and Standards found that unlabeled and non-compliant shisha tobacco products, were being used on the premises, and customers were observed smoking shisha in the basement in breach of the Health Act 2006. It is further submitted that labour exploitation may be taking place, with workers reportedly being paid in food instead of wages, and 1 worker claiming to have been employed for over 2 years without the right to work. Immigration Enforcement has referred to paragraphs 11.27 and 11.28 of the Section 182 guidance, which states that employing a person disqualified from working in the UK is a serious matter, and revocation of the licence, even at the first review, should be seriously considered. A representation has also been received from PCA and Ian Davis of the Metropolitan Police Service supporting the review on the grounds of the prevention of crime and disorder. PC Davis attended a visit on the 9th of May 2025 and witnessed customers smoking shisha indoors, contrary to the legislation. He has echoed the Home Office's recommendation that the premises licence should be revoked. In response to the review, the solicitor acting on behalf of the premises licence holder, SSW6 Holding Limited, has submitted a written apology and outlined proposed conditions intended to remedy the issues raised. These include implementing SIA supervision, compliance training, improved CCTV, digital HR system, and a noise management plan. The licence holder is also proposing a suspension to allow time for these measures to be put in place. At the time of writing the report, the premises had been the subject of 3 noise nuisance complaints in the preceding 2 years and 2 temporary event notices within the past year. There are no planning restrictions relevant to this review. Chair, the options available to the subcommittee today are to take no further action, modify the conditions of the existing licence, exclude a licensable activity from the scope of the licence, remove the designated premises supervisor, suspend the licence for a period not exceeding 3 months, and revoke the licence. Finally, Chair, I can confirm that 1 additional document was circulated at the request of the premises. This document has been referred to as the premises supporting statement. You will now hear from the applicant and those who have made representations. I am happy to provide any further clarification as required. Thank you, Chair. I'll leave it there for now.
Thank you very much. Now for the applicant's case. Home Office, please can you advise if there have been any amendments to your application?
No amendments to the application.
Could you speak up, please?
Yeah, no amendments to the application.
Thank you. Please, can you now present your submission? You have up to 10 minutes to do so.
Okay, I would like to first confirm that the committee members have had time to read the submission pack.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't propose to go through the whole pack, but I will make a couple of key points before I summarise the case. The ability to work illegally in the UK is a key driver of illegal migration. It encourages people to break the UK's immigration laws, and provides a practical means for migrants to remain unlawfully in the UK. It encourages people to take risks in trying to enter the UK legally, putting their lives in the hands of unscrupulous people smugglers, and leaves them vulnerable to exploitative employers. Illegal working results in businesses that are not playing by the rules and undercutting legitimate businesses that are. It also negatively impacts on the wages of lawful workers and can be linked to other labour market abuse such as tax evasion, breach of the national minimum wage and exploitative working conditions. Employing illegal workers undermines the licence objectives, specifically the prevention of crime and disorder. Immigration enforcement do not just drive around looking for businesses to target. We are intelligence-led, and there have to be significant concerns for us to action incoming intelligence. We do not routinely refer to seeker licensing review, but we do so in cases where we have heightened concerns. Between 2019 and 2025, immigration officers conducted 4 illegal working visits to Cafe Diana, each uncovering serious concerns relating to illegal working. In September 2019, one Egyptian male was found working illegally. He was on immigration bail and not permitted to work. The owner claimed that he was just helping and was remunerated in food. The visit marked the beginning of a pattern of illegal employment and poor compliance. In February 2020, 3 illegal workers were arrested, 2 Egyptian males and 1 Albanian female, all admitted to working regular shifts for cash or for food. One attempted to pose as a customer, another admitted to enter in the UK illegally via lorry. No legal right-to-work status was held by any of them. The licence holder failed to carry out any pre-employment checks. Following this visit, a civil penalty of £10,500 was issued. However, this penalty was later cancelled, with the liable party, Nat and Cafe Restaurant Limited, going into liquidation. In December 2024, 3 illegal workers were arrested, including the same 2 Egyptian males from the 2020 visit and an Algerian female who presented a fraudulent French ID. The licence holder admitted staff were being paid in cash and food, and that the CCTV was not operational. A civil penalty of £135,000 was issued for illegally employing the 3 workers. In May 2025, immigration officers was denied entry under informed consent, but during the joint inspection with police and trading standards, it revealed customers were smoking shisha in the basement and the presence of 45 unlabelled tubs of tobacco, indicating serious breaches of tobacco regulations. The licence holder claimed these breaches were attributed to a basement tenant. However, the failure to monitor or oversee tenant activity reflects poorly on the overall management of the premises. Across all visits, there has been consistent failures to meet the licensing objectives. The prevention of crime and disorder was undermined by repeated illegal employment. There were also concerns about labour exploitation at the premises. Public safety was compromised by the presence of unvetted staff and non-functional CCTV. The prevention of public nuisance was breached through illegal shisha use and poor tenant oversight. Illegal tobacco was seized by trading standards. Several complaints were also received in 2023, which are collated in Appendix E. The licence holder argues that historical penalties were issued against previous operating companies and not against SSW6 Holding Limited. However, the premises, staff and management practices have remained largely unchanged. The responsibility to ensure lawful operation lies with the DPS, Mr. Abdul Basit Daoud, regardless of the company associated with the civil penalties. It is noteworthy that Mr. Abdul Basit Daoud opened the premises in 1989. The premises licence was held between 2017 and 2024 by Wellington United Limited, of which Abdul Basit Daoud is and still is the active director of. The claim that the May 2025 breaches were attributed to a basement tenant does not absolve the licence holder of responsibility or the DPS, as they are accountable for activity on the licensed premises. The repeated nature of these breaches over a 6-year period raises the question of why it has taken the licence holder so long to take meaningful action. Despite multiple enforcement visits, arrests and penalties, there is no evidence of improved practices, staff training or compliance systems. This ongoing pattern of neglect and failure to uphold the licensing objectives warrants serious consideration. Section 182, guidance at point 11.27, outlines certain criminal activity that may arise in connection with licensed premises, which should be treated particularly seriously. This includes employing a person who is disqualified from that work by reason of their immigration status in the UK. In this case, illegal tobacco is also seized, which would fall under one of the activities described in 11.27. Point 11.28 states that where a review arises from such activity and the licensing authority determines that the crime prevention objective is being undermined through the premises being used to further crimes, it is expected that the revocation of the license, even in the first instance, should seriously be considered. We recognise that our role is to bring these concerns to your attention as a local licensing authority. This is your area and it's you to answer to the electorate and represent the interests of local people. In line with the guidance, the Home Office Immigration Enforcement is seeking for the subcommittee to consider revoking the premises licence. And unless I can answer any specific questions, I don't propose to take any more of your time, and thank you for your attention and considerations.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the MPS?
No questions.
Okay. Any questions from the premises licensing holder?
No, Chair, no questions.
I know my committee does have a lot of questions. We'll start with Councillor Rossi.
Okay, I will start with two questions. These visits started in 2019 and went on to this year. So my first question is why it has taken the Home Office so long to request this review. And secondly, if you could clarify for me, I think you said in your sort of testimony that Mr. Abdul Dawood was still active in the new company SSW6. So could you just clarify that for me?
Just to clarify, the company that I mentioned was Wellington United Limited, which Abdul Basit Dawood was the license holder. Sorry, he was the active director of between 2017 and 2024, which were the period when the visits were conducted, and he is still the active director of Wellington United Limited. In regards to how long it's taken the Home Office to put forward a licensing review, as mentioned, it is something that we do take extremely seriously. On the first visit, there was just one illegal worker encountered. There was a period of 3 years in between. However, since that time, we've got heightened concerns. So from February 2020, there was then 3 illegal workers encountered. And in December 2024 was then when we realised the same 2 workers, the Egyptian males, were still working there from 2020. And following our visit with the multi-agency visit, which is then when we put the review in to raise our concerns about this premises.
Okay, but I mean, some people could say it's taken rather a long time for you to get round to this, and perhaps you should have asked for a review earlier.
Yes, that is noted. That's accepted.
Councillor Noor.
I have a couple of questions, but the first one, can we ask the 135K fine was paid, and who paid, and when it was paid?
I don't believe we have the information about if that's been paid yet.
Sorry, didn't you say unless I'm mistaken, that the $135,000 fine was charged to a Wellington company that then went into liquidation. So would that assume that they didn't pay it?
That was the initial £10,500 penalty, which was issued following the 2020 visit. That was issued to a company listed as Nat Cafe and Restaurant Limited, which went into liquidation. So that one did not end up being paid. The subsequent penalty following the December 2024 visit was £135,000. But that was not given to Nat Cafe and Restaurant.
So who was it given to?
That was given to the Corporate Meeting and Event Services Limited, and that was issued.
We want to work with you here, but we're missing some key things. The first thing is
The multi-agency operation, and they've then found also additional concerns regarding illegal.
Can I just say, I don't understand why you don't know whether the fine has been paid or not, because I think we would feel as a committee it is of interest whether that fine has been paid and who indeed paid it.